Good evening, everybody! Welcome to the cafe! I am, as always, your impeccable hostess, Barista. And as always, this actually isn't a cafe. I'm not even sure if it's gonna be a courtroom. I think it's just gonna be a circus today. Given everything else that we've got going on, I think we'll somehow be lucky to get out of here without getting stuck in the Jimbo costume. We will not, in fact, just be the Joker, baby. We'll be the entire goddamn Mega Buffoon pack. Yes, Nova, can I help you? Yes. About that. I told you it was gonna happen. I know. Listen, you bring the circus to court, you might as well join them. Well, I was gonna do that, but Jordan beat me to it. One brain cell for all of chat. One brain cell and it looks like fucking Jimbo. And on that note, suppose there's nothing to it but to do it. Let's jump right in. Speaking of Jimbo, yes, what about him? I'm playing Vampire Survivors. I love that for you. Are you leveling up your Jimbo? Are you winning, friend? Ooh, hang on. There we go. I spent 13 hours at work playing Vampire Survivors. Mood. No to the Jimbo, kinda to the winning. What, are you playing a Sypha like you usually do, or are you doing doing it as someone else, rather? I couldn't tell you whether or not we're gonna win, or I don't know what's gonna happen, other than a whole bunch of frickin' nonsense. Actual 13 straight hours playing Vampire Survivors. I can wholeheartedly believe that. For me, it's also definitely one of those games. Well, 13 by hours, but still, ay. I like that. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Oh, that's right. I still have to put that emote up. Oops. Nova did a couple of Pride Heart variants. Specifically of mine. So there's demisexual and pan pride. But I forgot to make them as emotes yet. So you just get the classic for now. I'm playing the Castlevania adventure and dear god, I'm panicking and almost dying. I think that's the quintessential Castlevania experience, and you know what? Good for them for getting it accurate. On that note, December 29th, 9:43 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 5. Oh god, I'm gonna have to actually remember the voices I gave to some of these people. One day we will get all your emote slots filled. That's the problem. They are filled. I just have to swap some out. I meant to say unlocked. Oh. Yeah, maybe eventually. Alright, this guy. Good morning, Max. He's not feeling very fabulous today. Max? Milk. Milk. Look, I'm a little sicky and I worked today. You know what? You're totally fine. For what it's worth, I almost just poked my own eye. Like, I went to itch, like, I went to rub my eye, and just almost simply did not close my eye until like the very last second. It's like, oh wait. One of my favorite things was being super bored on a ride to Disneyland and coming to the conclusion that I'm non-binary, if only because I'm too busy in life to care about gender. You know what? That's fair. That's so very fair. You only got one life of your own to live. Might as well live it however you want to. What? Okay, let me... I really need to go back and, like, rewatch my VODs before I start so I can actually vaguely remember voices that I give these people. If I don't have a glass of milk before I go on stage, I just can't function, sweetie. Literally, I've got bills to pay. I can't be asked to act a certain way. Makes sense to me. Stage? Don't worry, there won't be a stage. All you have to do is sit down. I guess. Nick, Max is really nervous. Okay, so go get him some fucking milk or something. That's understandable. Hey, my sweeties. What? You don't think I should fly, do you? No. Sir, this is a courtroom. Nothing should fly in a courtroom. Especially not the shenanigans I regularly pull. Actually, those are the only things that should fly because they help me win. Huh? Get Max's milk. I can't do that. This is a visual novel. I'm stuck in place. And the most I can do right here is, I don't got nothing. The only thing that can happen is if somebody throws boba at my head. That's the only thing I got. Either throws boba or dumps whatever drink of choice on my head. Whether it's ack. Yeah, like that. Exactly like that. But clearly it isn't what Max ordered either. Ah! Have I made everybody sufficiently uncomfortable yet just by standing and blinking? I thought about adding some uncomfortable breathing there for a second, but that would have been a little too weird. In my humble opinion. But hey, you know what this proves? There is somebody else who can fly around here. Not just this guy. Not just this... whatever color, whatever primary color we're going with. I can't decide if I want to call him a pink twink because of his fucking hair, or this, like... This isn't quite magenta. It's definitely a shade of purple rather than pink. Whatever. He's not the only one around here who can fly. You know, you've got to make a good first impression. When I enter the room, maybe I should fly in and warm up the crowd a little. No, trust me, they don't like that. No. Yeah. I'm sorry about that, Nova. I put it there as a temporary thing, and then I just forgot to move it. So that's my bad. That is entirely my bad. I'll have to go back and fix that at some point. We can't be having you flying around the courtroom. It just wouldn't be right. Imagine if you hit someone. Don't worry, Max. Just do what Nick says and everything will be okay. Oh, sweetie. What is it this time, Max? Why don't you try flying into the courtroom? Sir, did you not just watch me fly through the air in the lobby? That's more than enough airtime for me, I think. Look, my gremlin ass made a shit ton of emotes. Twitch can't keep up. Exactly, Nova. That's exactly what it is. Part of the quote-unquote problem in this case is that, I don't want to get rid of the ones that the ones you started me with. Like, it's classic. I love it. I can see it now. The dashing young lawyer flying fabulously in from above. One glimpse of that, and everyone in the room will be on your side. Trust me, no matter what I do, they're never on my side. Look, if this fucker needs someone to fly, I'll turn into my dragon form. Nova, you literally just made me fly. I got this. I'll just have to, you know, I don't even need to go into my bat form. I can just fucking yeet. One glimpse of that and I already read that. Never mind. My peripheral read it completely wrong, so I thought it was something different. Max, really, no one needs to fly today. Nick? What's with that look in your eyes? I like the sound of that. Dashing young lawyer flying fabulously. Poor Phoenix. Well, at this point, Phoenix is only, what, 24, 25 at most? He's still a young guy. December 29th, 10 a.m., District Court, courtroom number 2. And now the case of one... What? Your Honor, get on with it! Phoenix, you sound like a fruit. Maybe he is. Listen, with the way that everybody ships him and Edgeworth, and some things that we find out next game, if he's not bi, I will eat my hat. Oh, sorry, I just realized that the defendant's name is Billy Bob Johns. So... well, isn't the defendant also known as Maximilian Galactica? Yes. Yes, Your Honor. He does often go by that name. You know, my grandchild is a huge fan of his. Judge has an NB grandkid confirmed? Love that. I think everyone here wouldn't mind if we called the defendant Maximilian Galactica. It sounds more... friendly. I wonder if that's to our advantage. Miss Von Karma, your opening statement, if you please. What are you oh-godding about, Nova? Is it my subtle implication of something happening next game? Literally... Judge lore! Yeah, judge lore! Okay, listen. This is unrelated to any of this. It's tangentially related to anything that's happening right now. There's a whole bunch of people, artists, writers, all that kind of stuff. They are making a fanzine, like a fan magazine with art, stories, and other merch and stuff, specifically revolving around the Rise from the Ashes case. It's called, like, the SL9 files, I think. They have a whole Twitter account and everything, and pre-orders just opened up. And the reason I'm bringing this up right now is because in, like, some of the promotional art they've already shared, there are already not one, but 2 pieces of art with the judge and Gant sitting next to each other just hanging out. Hey, remember last game when Manfred said he had a granddaughter? What was with that? I think the general consensus is that perhaps he has another kid that is not, Franziska. I think that's the general consensus, but it's also fucking Von Karma we're talking about, and he said that as a thing to, like, insult Phoenix. Because he was all like, my granddaughter has a dog that she calls Phoenix, does that mean that... you know, he's named after whatever. Either way, of course there is, right? More Judge Gant. Give me that toxic old man, Yowie! Their online, their like their storefront is like, I think it's based in the UK, but they also have are gonna have distribution coming out of the US, so it's not like you have to pay a shit ton extra for that. Of course, you can just get like the basic digital thing for, I think it's like £10. But then if you get the biggest package, the biggest, you know, package with all the physical edition, the merch and everything, it's like £50. Give me more, fuck, what's her name? Emma's sister. I'm blanking out. Lana. Give me more Lana. Yes. Give me more Lana Mia. give me that doomed toxic Yuri content. Lana Sky woman that you are. Agreed, Nova, agreed. You know, it's kind of a shame that everything went down when and how it did, because here's some fanfic content for you. Lana and Franziska interacting. I hope you didn't bother thinking you'd win this one, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Eh? That spirit channeling trial was a sham. I refuse to acknowledge its legitimacy. It did not count. Do you hear me? She must still be upset about what happened last time. Phoenix, don't say anything or you'll get knocked the fuck out again. And frankly, I would rather not have that happen. Girl, don't be a sore loser. Listen. She gets it from her dad. Like, man's literally got... He didn't even lose a trial. He just got a penalty. And he killed a man for it. So, like, the fact that all she did was knock Phoenix unconscious by whipping the shit out of him, this is a step up. You have no chance. Zero, zilch, nada. I am not losing this case. Why, you ask? Because it is not in the nature of a Von Karma to lose at anything. Okay, girl, well, you already did, so... I guess being born with the name Von Karma is a free pass to be arrogant and annoying. Get her ass, Maya. Watch and learn, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'll show you the textbook procedure for proving how absolutely guilty you are. Me? Guilty? What are you talking about? It will be my ultimate revenge. But it's not like it'll bring her dad back. There, opening statement complete. Now let's hurry and wrap up this waste of time. Just like most of my first dates, am I right? Very well. You may call your first witness, Miss Von Karma. Detective Dick Gumshoe, get up there, now! Poor Gumshoe. Sorry to keep you from work, as I'm sure you need every penny you can earn, Detective. Wow! Rude! Poor Gumshoe, he's so poor. Don't mention it. It's no trouble at all. I've been looking forward to this. Very well. I would like you to begin by shedding light on the events in question. At your service, sir. All right, Detective, you may proceed with your testimony. Details of the events. The night of the crime, snow was falling until 9:40 p.m. Apparently, I can't read numbers, making it extremely cold out. Okay, this has been bothering me. I know that they're in Japanifornia, but like there are places in Japanifornia where it snows and is like has wintry weather. Like, why is everybody acting like it being, at the very least, in, like, the 20s Fahrenheit, being, like, the coldest shit ever? I'm asking as somebody who the town I grew up in was happily posting, like, last week about snowfall at the local skiing mountain. All the circus performers were gathered in the big top to practice their routines. The practice session broke up around 10 p.m. The murder itself took place in the plaza in front of the lodging house at 10:15. Mayhaps it was just a really cold night. I mean, maybe. But especially here, he's like, it was snowing. That's how you know it was cold. Like, bro. I get you've probably had the same coat for however long, and it's probably thinner than, you know, like tissue paper. But come on. The victim was found bent over a wooden box, dead as a doornail. Cause of death was blunt force trauma that snapped the vertebrae in his neck. Ugh. I see. He was beaten to death. Here's the autopsy report for the victim. The court accepts this into evidence. Russell's autopsy report. Time of death, 10:15 p.m. Cause, blunt force trauma to the back of the head. The blunt object. Very well, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. May I stop having the hiccups right? Or maybe I can keep having them, because we're about to hit an ad break. No, you know what? I'm gonna press him and see if he says anything about how cold it was. Let me ask you about the snow. It was nearly a blizzard up until the time of the crime. Did it pile up? Wasn't such a big deal. Maybe about 1.5 inches was on the ground. Snow froze in place and stayed on the ground until the next day. The snow. Let me see. There's gotta be more to this. Huh? What's the matter? Nick? I need to take a look at the court record. Mr. Gumshoe, what were the members of the circus doing the night of the crime? What everybody was doing at the night of on the night of the crime was waiting for this ad to pass. That's what we'll do while we just sit here and vibe to the music. God damn it, I forgot to unmute myself. Oops. Well, don't I love it when that happens? Just pretend you totally heard all of that. Or don't. I'm not the boss of you. Well, long story short, Gumshoe got his watch taken by the monkey. And basically everybody was there. Except for this mysterious acro person who we know is staying on the 3rd floor of the lodging house. Actually, you know what? Let's do it again! I need my JFK Rista fixed, though. God dang it! Okay, you need your JFK Arista fixed, so let me reread what you sent. Now that everybody can actually hear me. Here, no matter how many socks you put on a bear, it'll still have bare feet. Ha ha ha! Feet! Also, thank you very much for saying you like Paralegal Barista. This is the model outfit that San Cisco made. And I think it's just really neat. I'm sort of debating on whether or not to keep this as like my courtroom outfit. And then like use the suit for investigation days or something. Something like that. Okay, so let's read this again. Once more, with feeling. When you say all of the circus performers, who do you mean? Everyone but the dancers and staff were there. Regina the animal tamer, Mo the clown, Ben the ventriloquist, and of course, the defendant, Maximilian Galactica, and his victim, the ringmaster. Oh, I almost forgot. Regent the tiger was there as well. Out of curiosity, what about the circus monkey? When I was investigating yesterday, he happened to snatch my wristwatch.
Detective, you are welcome to file a police report after these proceedings.
That sounds really cool. I kind of thought so, too. Like, I wasn't sure which one I would, you know, which would be which. But I'm thinking, like, original suit barista will probably be, like, investigation days or something. And we'll probably save this for this. I just really like it, like, so freaking much. And I want to find a way to have it be a regular thing. And I think that's the answer. Apart from having it be, like, on my schedule posts on social media. Suit makes more sense for travel. Yeah. I mean, the shoes are the same, so it's not even a matter of that. Just the... I don't know. If it's as cold as they claim it is, I might want my nice suit jacket and some pants to keep my legs warm. Suit makes more sense for travel, and this model for indoors. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The practice session broke up around 10 p.m. Okay, tell me more about that. After the practice was over, where did everyone head off to? Regina was playing with Regent, while Mo went back to his room, tired from work. Ben the ventriloquist went to the front gate, absorbed in his own world. Ringmaster and Max went off to the ringmaster's room to talk privately.
Talk privately, huh? That's awfully suspicious. You wouldn't happen to know what they were talking about, would you?
It seems they were negotiating Max's salary. Actually, Max was asking for Regina's hand in marriage. Murder itself took place in the plaza in front of the lodging house. Okay, I guess tell me more about that. I'd like you to be a bit more specific about the events at 10:15 p.m.
Okay, not a problem, pal. We got a witness that told us how the whole thing went down. Ow!
This is totally meaningless. Time to move on.
Alright. We'll just have to revisit that testimony later.
Okay.
Detective Gumshoe, would you mind telling us how the victim met his end?
Victim was found bent over a wooden box, dead as a doornail. Well, the wooden box is all highlighted, so I imagine it's probably important. A wooden box?
That's right. The victim must have been carrying the wooden box when he was killed.
Carrying the box, huh?
It was a rather strange wooden box, Your Honor.
What do you mean?
Well, it was much heavier than it looked. Not to mention, it was locked.
Locked, you say?
Wooden box. The victim was hunched over this 20-pound box. It boasts a small but strong box. Strong lock, rather. I mean, 20 pounds isn't that bad. This may be my only chance, so I might as well ask some questions. Well, they're talking about how heavy the box was. Was there anything in it, or was the box itself just really fucking heavy, made out of, like, sturdy wood? Let's find out. You mind telling us what was inside that box?
Well, when we found the box, it was locked tighter than Fort Knox. So we took it back to the station and cracked it open. All that was inside was this little bottle.
Bottle? What is that, detective?
Exactly what it looks like, Your Honor. It's a condiment bottle.
What's inside the bottle?
It's filled with pepper.
Pepper? Why in the world was it locked in that big box?
There was only one little bottle in that huge box? I wonder if that has some sort of special meaning. Small seasoning bottle added to the court record. Cause of death was blunt force trauma that snapped a vertebrae in his neck. Well, we've pressed everything else, so we might as well keep doing it. According to the autopsy report, the murder weapon was a blunt object, correct?
Done your homework, pal.
And you haven't found this murder weapon, have you? The police are searching for it as we speak.
My theory is that it's something the perpetrator ran off with.
You would think so, especially since you didn't find it on the scene.
No. I bet he made it disappear with magic.
I'm surprised Von Karma didn't whip him for that.
Well, I think we have a good feel for the details of the event now.
Guess that's all we're gonna get out of Gumshoe in this case. You mean all we're gonna get out of him is that little bottle of pepper? Now that we have wrapped up with the detective, I'd like to call my next witness.
I'm not even off the stand yet.
Obviously, but that's due to you being slow and unable to take a hint. Wow.
I don't know, but wrapped up has such a mean sound to it. I'm a sensitive guy.
Oh, poor Gumshoe. He needs a hug. I would give him a hug. I would give him a hug and a head pat.
Thank you very much, Detective Gumshoe. You may step down. Ms. Von Karma, call your next witness.
I would like to call Mr. Benjamin Woodman to the stand. She must be talking about Ben the ventriloquist. I wonder if Trila will show up on the stand as well. Yep. Please state your name and occupation for the record. Oh, fuck. What voice did I give this little shit? Regarding Gumshoe, Monster says, and a raise. Give him a raise. Nova says, make it so no one can lower it. I agree. Agreed on all accounts. Okay, I'm really racking my brain for this one. Hang on. We'll get there. Probably not anytime soon, but we'll get there. I think I made him sound, for some reason, kind of like Gumshoe, but a little higher pitched. That seems accurate. Because initially I kind of wanted to give him like a full-on, really obnoxious Toad voice, but that would A, shred the fuck out of me, and B, be annoying as fuck to listen to. So I think it was more like,
My full name is Trilo Quist. I am employed as an operatic tenor.
Excuse me? The witness called to the stand was one Mr. Benjamin Woodman, ventriloquist.
That road must be cutting off your circulation. I said that I was a singer. Maybe you don't believe me. Fine, I'll grace you with a song. Ahem.
me. The world of the law, exciting and daring, guilt the renaissance.
Decided by a judge dressed up like a woman. Well, what do you think?
Well, you're not one to be judging people based on their fashion, I'll tell you that. It had a good rhythm. It's just the lyrics. They leave something to be desired, so to speak.
Trilo, you know better than to insult a judge.
That's easy enough to remember, because I remember making him very, like, I don't want to say bottom emoji, but I imagine that's probably what he does. Send him to the fucking wood chipper. Yes. He's the real culprit.
Shut up, just lick your nose. You'd think you'd have the sense to fix it. It's so ugly I want to punch you in the face on the off chance swelling would help. Know what your nose... You know that your nose is the reason you'll never be an A-list star.
Celebrities must really enjoy saying everything that flashes into their minds.
What's going on here? Order, order! I demand to know who the witness is.
Judge, it's okay.
Don't worry about me, sir. I'll let Trilo handle this. I'm not worried about you one bit. I'm worried about getting testimony in my court. Ah!
You won't get anywhere trying to figure out this witness. Now let's proceed. What you witnessed.
Once practice was over, I left the tent with the stooge. I mean clown.
Ha, that's funny. Cause Mo's also one of the Three Stooges. Ha! The jokes write themselves.
Once we got to the lodging house, I ditched him and went back to the plaza's entrance. That's when I saw Max heading towards the scene of the crime.
Trilo Pog?
He was the only one heading that way. How could that punk not be the killer? Then the police showed up and took Magic Boy away.
You saw Maximilian Galactica heading towards the scene. You're sure of that?
Without a doubt, he had on his silk hat, cloak, and the dumb white roses on his chest. How can you mistake someone with that crazy getup and his nose stuck up so high?
That's enough. I think we all get the picture.
Haha, we all know who the real culprit is. I'm adding a further step to your theory. Pearl was so enamored with Trilo that the two of them are in cahoots. They're totally in on it together. Yeah. I see the vision.
Just one thing. You said you ditched the clown.
That's right, dress boy.
Well, since you weren't with him, couldn't that mean the clown committed the crime?
He's got a point. What a shame. It was a nice theory, but the clown can't be the culprit.
Why's that?
Here's absolute proof.
Silk hat?
This was found at the scene of the crime. It belongs to the defendant. Ah. Without question, he was wearing his signature hat during practice. If the clown was the murderer, there would be no reason for this hat to be at the scene. I mean, he could have ditched it there, you know, used the disguise to get over there, and then ditched the hat when he was done with it to further implicate him.
Well done, Miss Von Karma. Your prosecutorial skills are unrivaled. Well done.
Thank you for stating the obvious. Mr. Phoenix Wright, what do you have to say? Okay. Guess she's the boss again today. God damn it, why we gotta hate on Pearl like that? I don't get it. I'm not hating on her, I just think it's funny. left the tent of this clown. Shimon went back to the entrance. Only one heading that way. How could that punk not be the killer? I mean, there were plenty of other people who could be around. And if he went to the entrance, maybe he was waiting for somebody else and he was looking for somebody else. You saw Max and only Max, right, Trilo?
That's right, and that makes him the killer. There was only one person heading that way that night.
That makes quite a bit of sense, and makes Max one suspicious character.
There's more to this story than meets the eye. Is there something amiss in this? Well, yeah. If he was going to the ringmaster's room, wouldn't he have seen the ringmaster as well, considering it was said that they, like, went together? That's a bit strange, don't you think?
What's strange?
That you only saw Max. Doesn't it seem like you should have seen someone else as well?
What? Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright? Who else do you suppose this witness could have seen?
Well, the ringmaster, of course. Wrong button.
That's the victim.
That's correct. If Trilo is at the entrance to the plaza, he should have seen the ringmaster as well. Ah! Obviously, the ringmaster arrived at the scene of the crime before the witness could have seen him. Anyone with sense could have figured that out. What are you talking about? The ringmaster and Max went together to the ringmaster's room. Is that, according to the defendant, a likely story? If Maximilian Galactica was supposed to be in the ringmaster's room, why was he, just as the witness stated, at the scene of the crime?
I see. It seems that at this stage I have no reason to doubt this witness's testimony. There are clearly no conclusive contradictions.
He's right. A brilliant judgment, Your Honor. Now, let's move along with the testimony. Trilo wouldn't happen to have an ulterior motive for incriminating Max, would he? Well, Max is part of that bitter love triangle with Regina. Which is probably why Max conked him over the head. Nick? Wasn't Ben the one who got knocked over the head? Yeah, I think so. I don't know anymore. I want to hear what he has to say about it. God damn it. Around what time did the police arrive at the scene?
I suppose that would have been around... Hey, what time was it?
Huh? I'd say a bit after... I think it was around... I'd say a bit after 10:30 p.m., I think.
Practice ended at 10 p.m., so you hung around the lodging house the entire time?
I guess that sounds about right.
Wasn't it awfully cold? Can't believe you'd just stand outside in that weather.
Well, the truth is...
Will you shut up, you big-nosed dope? Why are you telling him anything extra? Why can't you believe that we'd just stand outside in that weather?
Well, maybe you were waiting for someone.
What? Who said we were waiting for someone?
Mr. Phoenix Wright, we can all do without your offhanded theories. But this witness, he's cracking under the pressure already. I'm on to something.
Mr. Wright.
Yeah?
Who do you suppose the witness was waiting for out in the cold that night?
Well, probably Regina, if the ring that we found is anything to go on. Ugh. Well, if he was waiting outside in the cold, it was for one person. And one person only. He was waiting for the animal tamer, Regina.
Wah!
You were waiting outside for Regina to come back to the lodging house. Am I mistaken?
Is this true? Well, you can't really ask me that question.
Who cares who I was waiting for that night? What's important is what I saw. Don't you forget it.
Well, the puppet may be a bit stiff, but he's right.
Huh? Alright. There's obviously a reason why this witness was there that night. He spent all that time waiting for Regina to arrive. Moreover, even if someone else would have walked right in front of him, I doubt he would have paid them a second thought.
Ah!
That makes perfect sense.
What did you just say? The witness saw the defendant at the scene of the crime.
However, he did not see the victim on the way to his eventual demise. If you accept that, then you must accept that there is a high likelihood that he could have missed someone else other than Max heading to the scene. Ow! There's absolutely no proof that the witness was waiting for the animal tamer.
I guess you got me. All right. I'll spill the beans for real this time. It's true. I was waiting for Regina.
Pain! Don't volunteer things.
Mr. Quist, tell us the truth this time, and I mean the whole truth. Were you or were you not waiting for Regina at the entrance to the lodging house?
I was. I was waiting to propose to her.
You were what? Waiting to propose?
What's the matter? You think the humans have a monopoly on marriage?
That the matter of puppet marriage is not under review in this case.
You're the judge. I mean, look at your horrible outfit.
More pain.
Thanks to your bumbling, my perfect plan is not so perfect anymore. Now we have to waste time getting to the bottom of some silly proposal by a puppet. About the proposal.
Don't be so surprised that I was gonna propose to Regina. I even had something to give to her. I kept it in my pocket, waiting for the chance to propose and give it to her. Of course, I also had it in my pocket that night. It was a present for her. In the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I've still got it in my pocket.
Are you sure about that? You were going to propose. You. A puppet.
Don't be so obtuse. Just because I'm a puppet doesn't mean that I can't love.
I guess you're right. Just because I'm old doesn't mean I couldn't propose.
No! Judge! I'm throwing this whole court out. Everything's a sham.
Exactly.
His honor is looking a little less than honorable right now. Him and everybody in this fucking room, Phoenix.
Okay, Mr. Wright, please continue with your cross-examination.
What was with that sigh at the end? We're better off not knowing. I even had something to give to her. Well, I'm sure it's probably the ring, but let's get him to tell us about it. What was it exactly that you planned on giving her?
You know exactly what I was going to give a numbskull. The only thing I could find that could match Regina's beauty.
Answer his question. What was it?
You're gonna die when you hear this. It's an engagement ring.
Engagement ring? Wow, those two nearly fell out of their chairs. Mr. Phoenix Wright's joke has gone too far. Time for this to end right here. Francisca's whip looks like it's about to lash out at almost anything. One hit from that thing will probably shut someone up for a long time. Pain equals bad. Alright. It may be something of a joke, but this is a historic moment. First time that a puppet has ever proposed to a human being. Ow! I advise you to cut this argument short.
I'm going to have to agree with the defense here. Will the witness please revise their testimony? Specifically about the engagement ring. I'd like to stick to facts, not sociology. Oh, pardon me.
You sure do enjoy sweating the details, especially for a man in a black bathrobe.
Planned on giving an engagement ring to Regina. Kept it in my pocket, waiting for the chance to propose. Had it in my pocket that night. It was a present for her. In the end, I wasn't, so I've still got it in my pocket.
Are you sure about that?
Trilo, do you mind if I show you something?
What?
What is it?
What are you talking about?
Uh-oh. Looks like they're gonna double team me now. Do you recognize this ring?
Ah, that's mine. Give it back. Thief.
Didn't you just testify about this very object? I believe you said... In the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I've still got it in my pocket. Why, then, do I have it right here?
Ah!
What is going on here?
That's... Ben, say something.
Don't put me on the spot like that, Trilo.
I found this in Money's room.
Money's room? You mean a room they put money, like a bank vault?
Ah, that filthy monkey is gonna get what's coming to him.
Mr. Quist, I would prefer if you avoided slandering innocent fiats in my court.
Well, Your Honor, Money really is a monkey in every sense of the word.
Ah, I see. Well then.
Money likes to go after the shiniest things he can find and gather them up.
Shiny things?
Trilo, when was this ring stolen from you?
Well, I suppose it was that time, you know, that night, the night of the crime.
What did you just say? Details, I need more details. More like ad break, we need another ad break. We'll be right back. Everything goes better when you have a snack. Everything goes better when you have a snack. Everything goes better when you get raided by Mez. Hello, Mez. How you doing tonight? I hope you're doing well. Welcome to the Café, aka courtroom, aka circus. There's a lot of audio happening right now. There we go. Class has been dismissed. Well, welcome. What better way to spend your after-class activities than at the cafe? Or the circus, or the court, or whatever this is. I hope you all had an amazing stream tonight. What were you doing? What were you up to? And of course, if you have to raid and run, go do some... Class may be dismissed, but court is in session. You exactly right, Desk. Exactly right. But yeah, if you have to raid and run, by all means, do that. Taking care of yourself is the most important. Had a good time. Lucy took over the stream to play Outer Worlds 2. Ooh, I've heard good things about it. I took over the stream for some out-of-this-world space cowing. I love that for y'all. I'm glad you had a good time. From what I've seen Mr. Barista play of Outer Worlds 2, he's had a good time of it. And I'm glad to hear that y'all did too. You know, one of these days I should come up with, like, an actual, like, introduction thing for when people show up. Like, hello, welcome to the cafe. I am Barista. I will be your barista. I am a Dampier, half human, half vampire, who likes to play visual novels, and sometimes other things. Right now, with emphasis on the visual novels, because we're in the middle of Case 3 of Phoenix Wright for Ace Attorney, Justice for All. Or, in most people's opinion, objectively, like, the worst case in the entire series. There are various reasons for that. Like, I'm not saying it's terrible, but there are some things that could have been done better. Thank you for joining us here at the cafe. Thank you very much for the follow. Always appreciated, never expected. Like I said, Mez and Lucy, if you gotta raid and run, go do what you gotta do. Wind down after stream. By all means, you are free to do so. If you and your raiders want to stick around, by all means. We're breaking down the marriage proposal of a puppet to a 16-year-old girl. Or at least the attempted one. At this point, it's kind of clear that that did not actually happen, mostly because the engagement ring that was going to be used was stolen by a monkey. So, there's that.
Well, it was stolen right after Max showed up in the plaza.
Right about when you saw the defendant walk past, correct? Now, I don't know how well y'all can see it, like, on the stream, but for some reason, they went to the trouble of, like, putting a mouth in the shadowy figure. Like, very dramatic lipstick mouth. I don't know why, but I find it deeply entertaining.
Well, I guess you might, be able to say that. The ring might have, well, it could have been taken around that time. Yo!
Bro got mugged by a monkey. Like, an actual monkey. Poor dude. I kind of feel bad for him. And by kind of, I mean, I feel really bad for him. Bro is just trying to live his life, make a living as a ventriloquist. He gets regularly beat up by his own damn ass puppet, and he just got mugged by a monkey.
Ben, what's with you? Oh, whatever. It's nothing to do with anything, especially not who committed the murder.
Not for you to decide what has to do with what. Now, Trilo, back to the topic at hand.
I haven't admitted a thing. Not I, Mr. Trilo Quist.
What did you do when the ring was taken, Trilo?
You know exactly what I did. I chased after that ring-snatching monkey Money.
But you weren't able to catch up with him, were you?
All this slow, loafy fool called Ben's fault. While he was fumbling his way through the snow, that dumb monkey was able to get away.
That is indeed an incredible shame.
Well, this does indeed prove one very important point.
Prove an important point? What point could that possibly be?
He doesn't exercise enough. Well, he's a 35-year-old ventriloquist. I doubt he gets out much. But we're not gonna say that. That's rude. And who knows, maybe he could be, you know, fit as hell. And the snow really did just slow him down that bad. His testimony has a flaw. There's a huge contradiction in this witness's testimony. Contradiction? Witness just testified to the following effect. Up until the police arrived, he didn't move from the entrance to the plaza. However, the witness just stated that he chased after Money the monkey. When the witness was off chasing Money, there was no one watching the plaza. What is the meaning of all this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Where are you going with this little theory of yours? I'm saying that there is no possible way that this witness saw the plaza the entire time. That's where I'm going with this little theory, which leads me to my next point. It's entirely possible that someone other than the defendant was at the scene.
Interesting, Mr. Wright.
Well then, tell me this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Do you have any proof that something slipped past this vigilant ventriloquist? Well, he obviously didn't see the victim, the ringmaster, arrive on the scene. However, that doesn't change the fact that he saw the defendant arrive. The witness is lying. He's blinded by his rivalry with Max.
Well, the defense's argument does hold water. The witness does have a history of animosity towards the defendant.
What? How dare you? I wouldn't lie just to get that dork face in trouble. He's not even worth it. I saw him, no doubt about it. I saw that worthless liar.
Well, just for clarity's sake, let's flesh out exactly who you saw on that night.
I told you so many times you'd think you'd know my story's not changing.
I've already changed your story, stick boy, and I'm sure it'll change some more. Okay, then.
Where there's one lie, there are usually many more behind it.
Exactly, Maya. That's why we have to keep after him.
Yeah!
Witnessing Max.
I'll give you that I was waiting that night for Regina. But that doesn't change the fact that I saw Max in the plaza that night. He showed up after I had been waiting there for about 5 minutes. I said good evening to him, but he didn't even acknowledge my presence. I'm absolutely sure it was him. I saw Maximilian Galactica at the scene. There's no way I could make someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols.
So that means Money didn't show up until after you saw Max.
That's right! Money ran up less than a minute after I saw Max.
Then Money snatched the ring and you went chasing after him.
How long was it until you came back to where you were waiting?
Well, let's see. I'd say about...
It'd be easier to say if I didn't accidentally, you know, tab out of the game again. Oops. Click back in the game. There we go.
I suppose 5 minutes, I think.
So the victim could have arrived on the scene in that 5-minute stretch.
Mr. Wright, please proceed with your cross-examination.
Okay. So I think it's weird that, given their whole rivalry thing, that he would politely say anything to Max, even just in passing. He'd probably say something like rude and insulting, I think. So So you testified that you said good evening to Max that night.
You must enjoy asking incredibly obvious questions. You say good morning in the morning and good afternoon during the day, right? And it's obvious that I'd say good night to someone at night. What, Ben? You got something to add? Let me guess. That's not it, Trilo. You say good evening at night.
I'm sorry, Trilo. Mr. Quist, I would prefer if you kept your ventriloquist act outside of the courtroom.
Impossible. A performer lives and breathes his performances. You should know better.
Gotta be something wrong with this bit of testimony. Yeah, I think it's the fact that he greeted him with relative politeness, rather than saying, "Hey, fuck you, buddy." Isn't that a bit strange to you?
What do you mean?
Well, if you hate Max so much, why would you bother being nice to him? Strikes me as somewhat strange.
Why would it strike you as strange?
Exactly, how is it strange to be cordial to one of your co-workers? Wasn't this also the same day that Ben got beamed over the fucking head with a bottle? Well, if it was simply just being cordial to a coworker, I would understand. Ow! That hurt! Maybe you should think of having some proof before your lips start flapping next time. Proof is everything in this world. You should have learned that back in grade school. There's no reason that Trilo would ever say something nice to Max. But how do I go about proving that with the evidence?
Bluffing is everything in this world. But I'm sure you already learned that one.
I guess I can give it a shot.
The witness will resume his testimony.
Absolutely sure it was him. I saw Maximilian Galactica at the scene. There's no way I could mistake someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols. Those 3 ridiculous symbols, huh?
Out of curiosity, exactly how many times have you asked that question by now? You can ask again. I'll answer with a chorus. Everyone together now.
Silk hat, cloak, white roses.
Thank you very much.
Hiya, you didn't have to join in, did you?
But it's fun shouting out with everyone else. There has to be a hole in his testimony somewhere.
Blind playthrough? Not exactly. Like, I have played through and, like, watched Let's Plays of people doing this before, so I know the general gist of how everything goes. Or rather, I know how everything goes, I just don't remember / know all of the details. But I do know there are people in chat who have not had... who this is, like, the first they're seeing of it, so we're trying to keep it spoiler-free. I agree, but do we have the proof to make something stick?
All we can do is try, right, Nick? You've got to have something that'll prove useful.
Well, thank you very much. I do appreciate that. Alright, time to go to work. Okay, well that was a whole lot of nothing burger. I said good evening. They didn't even acknowledge me. Maybe we have to present the- oh, glug 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 glug. Yeah, maybe we have to present the bottle to be like, there's no way you would be nice to somebody, especially after this happened.
Trilo, is it not true that you had a fight with Max on the day of the murder? Ooh, ow. I'm crunchy.
Ooh. Ooh, very crunchy. A fight? A fight over Regina, to be exact.
It wasn't that big of a deal. It was just an argument, a disagreement at most.
Disagreement usually doesn't end with someone getting clonked over the head.
Ah!
That morning, Ben got clobbered over the head by Max, didn't he?
What? Is that an admission of assault and battery? Ouch!
Before we handle that, we should wrap up the defendant's murder charge first. The truth is that on the day of the crime, the defendant and the witness had a huge fight. There's absolutely no way they would have suddenly become cordial by that evening. Or that evening, rather. Moreover, just consider the personality of the witness on the stand. There's no way a puppet this lewd would just up and say good evening to his rival.
What?
Are you saying this witness is lying? That he is trying to frame the defendant by claiming to have seen him at the crime scene?
I didn't tell a single lie. Honestly, I just...
That's enough from you, Mr. Quist. Mr. Wright,
Yes, Your Honor.
let's clarify this testimony for the court. Could you explain your theory about who the witness actually saw that night?
You know, I'm thinking about it, and I seem to remember Max saying something about when the ringmaster was about to leave. He was like, oh, it's really cold out. Maybe you should put on my cloak or something. Maybe he did actually, like, take the cloak. I mean, obviously... Whatever. Let's roll with it. We'll see how it goes. It is my belief that the witness did indeed see someone that night. It was just someone else. That's who he said good evening to. What kind of theory is that? A game theory. The correct one. Furthermore, I don't believe the person the witness saw was Max at all. What? If he had truly met Max that night, there would have been no greeting at all. Which means there's only one proper answer. The person the witness saw that night was not Maximilian Galactica. Which is why Trilo made the effort to greet whoever it was that he saw that evening. Or good evening, as he put it. What in the world? You...
Would the defense kindly explain who it was Trilo saw that evening, then?
It was probably the ringmaster, then. Considering the ill temper of this witness, there's only one person he would greet.
It must be Regina. It's Regina, right? She's so cute.
No! Shut up! No, Your Honor, it is not Regina. If it was Regina, Trilo would have given her the engagement ring as a present.
Oh, yeah. I suppose you've got a point there.
It was Russell Berry, the victim himself, was it not? You are correct. It was indeed Russell Berry. The person you saw that evening was the victim, the ringmaster, Russell Berry. That's why you greeted him, Trilo. Isn't that correct? No. Answer the question, Mr. Quist. Wah!
Order, order! How do you respond to this?
Wait a second. Well, at first I thought it was the old man. But once I got a better look at him, it was obviously Maximilian Galactica.
Uh-huh.
I think it is high time that we clear the air about this question. Mr. Quist obviously witnessed a single person in the area of the plaza that evening. The problem is identifying exactly who that person was. Was it Maximilian Galactica, or was it the ringmaster, one Mr. Russell Berry?
The prosecution argues that it was the defendant that the witness saw that night. Of course you would. The witness has clearly stated that he saw the defendant's 3 symbols. 3 symbols?
All right, this is getting old. Come on, man. You gotta remember them by now. Here we go again, everyone. All together now. Ow!
Yes, yes, we know. The silk hat, cloak, and white roses. A silk hat and a cloak. Anyone could wear them. They'd even look good on me. What was that? Well, the witness has endlessly repeated that he saw Max's 3 symbols. However, how do we really know it was Maximilian Galactica? It could have been someone else dressed up as him. Possibly even Russell Berry.
What?
Miss Von Karma, do you have clear evidence that the person the witness saw was the defendant?
Well,
If that's the case, then it is impossible for me to make a judgment at this point.
Yes, I think we finally won a point in this one. That is very unfortunate. Huh? You're just a little too excited for your own good, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What do you mean by that? You merely established one thing from this witness. You established that this witness saw one person in the plaza that night. I applaud you on your effort, but... Who that person was can only be answered by the next witness. Huh? Your Honor, the prosecution will provide, beyond the shadow of a doubt, an answer to that question and evidence that clearly establishes one thing. That there is no one other than Maximilian Galactica responsible for this crime.
Very well. The court will take a 10-minute recess. During that time, I request the prosecution prepare their next witness. Court is now in recess.
Yay, it's time to go play on the swings. To be continued. Well, let's see. Let's save our progress. Okay, so I know we just had an ad break a little bit ago, but I think we're gonna have a slightly longer break. And then we'll keep going. So, we'll be right back. Enjoy the music, and the ads will probably pop up in a couple of minutes, and then we'll be back after that. So probably 5 or so minutes. We'll see you then. Alrighty. We should be back and good to go. So let's keep going. December 29th, 11:54 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 5.
Sweetie, you have to believe me. I didn't go anywhere near that crime scene.
So then, where were you when the murder took place?
We talked about it yesterday, remember? I was in the ringmaster's room.
And while you were there, it was the ringmaster who left the room, right?
Exactly. He told me to wait in the room because he would be right back.
That's when the ringmaster headed to the scene of the crime, right? That's what it seems like. But the ringmaster must have been wearing Max's costume, right?
Oh, sweetie, I just remembered. I went straight to the ringmaster's room still dressed in my stage clothes. But when I got there, I went ahead and took the costume off.
Which means? It means that the ringmaster could have taken his costume and went out looking like Max.
Fabulous! That's a fabulously possible possibility.
Haha, well done, Nick.
However, sweetie, why would the ringmaster want to dress up like me? Isn't that a bit strange?
Hmm.
If you think about it, all they found at the crime scene was my silk hat. What about my cloak? Where did that go?
Double, Wow, Max, I never thought of that. You should be a detective or something.
Well, I was never quite sure what to be when I grew up. Magician or president? You have no idea how hard it was to make that decision.
That's really cool.
Fabulous. This mystery just keeps getting deeper and deeper.
December 29th, 12:06 p.m., District Court, courtroom number 2.
Now that everyone is back, let's get started. The court is back in session. Ms. Von Karma, please proceed with the prosecution's case.
Very well, I will now call my next witness. A pitiful clown with the unfortunate distinction of having seen the entire thing. Will Mr. Lawrence Curls please take the stand? Wow. This guy really is just one walking Three Stooges references. One Lawrence Mo Curls. Why did she just call him a pitiful clown? The witness will state his name and occupation for the court record. Oh, Mo, why you sad, buddy?
In West Philadelphia, born and raised.
Name and occupation.
Will the witness please inform the court why he is speaking autobiographical gibberish? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just not used to being in court. I've never been in a courtroom in my life. I wasn't quite sure what joke is best suited for this sort of occasion. What in the world are you talking about? You're in a grand hall of justice, not some comedy club. Since it's easy to see your occupation, please state your name for the court. Oh, yeah, maybe this joke is okay.
Mom, do I have to wear pants? The sign only says no shirt, no shoes, no service.
Aha! 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 The silence is deafening.
Okay, how about this? Have you met my proctologist, Dr. Seymour Butts? How was that one? But a couple of clowns who were up to no good. Your name. Lawrence Curls, professional funny man, also known as Mo the Clown. You witnessed the scene at around 10:15 p.m. the day of the murder, correct?
Yes, it is. Very well, Mr. Curls. Will you please testify as to what you saw that evening?
A rabbi, a priest, and a Rastafarian walked into this plaza.
Without the humor, please. Okay.
Aw, poor Mo can't be his normal stoogey self in court. I mean, he can, but Franziska's probably gonna get all over his shit. What you witnessed. I know. I'm not the greatest comedian in the world. I haven't been able to make people laugh for 10 years. No matter what I say, all I get in return is a vacant stare and polite applause. Since no one ever laughs at my jokes, I've taken to laughing at them myself. It's a bad habit, but hey, at least I'm trying. Imagine my predicament. I'm a clown who can't make people laugh. I'm almost useless. But I keep trying. I've even tried to come up with jokes just for today. But this atmosphere is very nerve-wracking. I decided to try making everyone laugh. Seriously, everyone, what do you think of me? How am I doing? Aren't we the ones supposed to be asking the questions here? Witness? Huh? We will listen to your call for help after the court proceedings are over. Thus, please stick to the facts of this case. Really? You'll really hear me out? Well, I'll make sure that one of my staff will be your straight man later. Thank you, I can't wait. Poor Gumshoe.
Now that that's settled, shall we begin once again with the testimony?
Of course we can. I'll talk for as long as you want. What you witnessed? The night of the murder, after practice was over, I went straight back to my room. You have no idea how tired I was that night. I was pooped. I thought I'd go straight to sleep, but before I did, I glanced out the window. That's when I saw two silhouettes. They were a bit far away, though. It was the ringmaster, and he was with Max, who was wearing his cloak. I kept watching him, and all of a sudden, Max clunked the ringmaster over the head.
That's very interesting. If this eyewitness account is to be believed, I have enough to pass judgment right now.
Of course you can. There is no way that this account can be criticized.
However, this witness is a bit, how do you say, off-kilter. Almost like he has some sort of atmosphere of guilt surrounding him.
That must be because of my insincere smile.
Mr. Wright, please begin the defense's cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor. Nick, you've got to find some kind of contradiction in his testimony. I know that.
Mr. Wright?
Your Honor.
I'm afraid if you push this witness too far, it would bring disaster upon the court. Thus, I sincerely hope you are not going to engage in pointless saber-rattling.
I understand, Your Honor. If you cause this clown to stray from the facts, I'll hold you responsible. Why am I responsible? I'm not the one with the corny jokes. Night of the murder, I went back to my room. I don't care how tired you were. Before I did, I glanced out the window. Was there something that made him look out the window? Let's see. You just happened to glance out the window? You could say that. You could also say I peeked, stared, glimpsed, peeped, eyeballed.
Mr. Curls!
Oh, I guess synonyms aren't allowed either. What should I do? I wonder if I should press him further on this issue. Yes, I think we should. Exactly why did you look out of your window that night? Why? Why? Clowns don't need a reason to look out their windows, do they? That's not what I meant. I meant that, well, when we spoke yesterday, once I had tucked myself into bed, I heard this amazing noise. It was incredibly loud. It sounded like a giant thump. I forgot about that. You forgot. Your Honor, this witness looked out of his window upon hearing a loud sound. He did not just simply glance out of his window that night. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot to mention that thump, didn't I? Owie, owie, ow! That's not something you just forget to mention. Yeah, what she said.
I believe it would be best if Mo were to revise his testimony.
Oh, excuse me. Very well.
Mr. Curls, please revise your testimony.
This should start turning the tables in our favor. I heard a huge noise, and that's what made me look. Okay. What was the sound like? Well, I guess it kind of sounded like, I guess you could say.
Mr. Curls, may the court remind you that humor is unnecessary.
Oh, how'd you know that I was gonna make a joke? I guess that the sound sounded like, I suppose it sounded like someone getting hit with something very hard. Yep, that's what it sounded like, honestly.
Someone getting hit. Huh?
What then? You went to look out the window and you saw... That's when I saw two silhouettes. They were a bit far away, though. Okay. The ringmaster kept watching and then he clonked him. Okay, tell me more about that. You say you saw the ringmaster get clonked over the head. But how could that be if what made him look out the window in the first place was presumably the sound of him getting hit? Yes, I did. It's the climax of my story. He really does enjoy the completely random non sequitur. What would you say the victim was struck with? You mean the weapon? I have no idea. A weapon wasn't found at the murder scene, right? That's not what I meant. You did say you did see everything, didn't you? Well, yeah, I suppose I did. Wait, no I didn't. I didn't see a weapon. Mo! Did you or did you not see the crime of murder committed that night? Objection! I will not permit you to harass my witness in this manner. You'd better have an excellent reason for attacking this poor, poor clown. Because if you don't, you know what is waiting for you. A nice penalty. Oh, isn't this a bit melodramatic? So what will it be then, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Do you have any clear basis to believe that my witness did not see the crime? Of course I do. I literally just said it. I've got a great reason to make my claim. And I suppose you will be telling us all that great reason? Ace Attorney witness caught lying in their testimony? It's more likely than you think. Of course I will. The reason is the witness's very own testimony.
What is the meaning of that, Mr. Wright?
Mo said that he heard a sound like a thump of someone getting hit.
He did say that.
However, Mo just stated the following under oath. I kept watching him, and all of a sudden Max clonked the ringmaster over the head. If Mo is to be believed when he says he looked out the window upon hearing a sound, there's no way he could have seen Max clonk anyone. In 1972, a collect ground unit was up, I don't know.
Mr. Curls, how do you respond to Mr. Wright's assessment?
They didn't commit. These clowns promptly escaped from a maximum security clown car.
Mr. Curls, are you reciting the C-Team theme to anger this court?
Oh, no. I'm just stalling for time while I jog my memory. Great job, Nick! These types of witnesses always seem to have a selective memory. You just have to peel back the layers of clown makeup to find the truth. Well,
Ah, you're back from your jog.
Well, it pretty much happened the way I said. Pretty much. When I looked out my window that night, the ringmaster was already face down in the snow. Prosecution helped me fill in the gaps of my statement. On karma? Tampering with witnesses again.
So now you are saying that you did not see the defendant bonk the ringmaster?
Yes. When I looked out my window, the ringmaster had already checked out.
Checked out.
Yep, he was on permanent vacation, as they say. Aha, 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 aha.
Mr. Curls!
Your Honor?
You did not witness the actual crime, however, you still say you saw the criminal, correct?
Yes, exactly. The ringmaster was slumped over and I saw someone's silhouette next to him.
Very well. Then please testify to this silhouette you saw. I expect the truth. And if I even catch a hint of a joke from you, I will put you in a holding cell until you learn court etiquette. Got it?
Got it. It was a bit far away, but that shadow could only have belonged to Max. There's no doubt in it, especially since I saw his uppity symbols. Silk hat, that black cloak. They were all there. Okay, but what about the roses? His face was silhouetted, but there was no doubt that it was him. His cloak was fluttering in the wind, so I couldn't really see what he was carrying.
It does seem as if the defendant was at the scene of the crime.
Took the clown long enough to get his facts straight. But whatever, this should finally be good enough, yes?
His decisive testimony.
Was Max really at the crime scene that night? He said he wasn't there. We have to believe in that.
All right, Mr. Wright, commence your cross-examination.
No doubting, especially since I saw his cloak, hat, and the cloak. Do we have anything that shows it? Like, shows all three? Because Trilo was insistent about it, but here, let's see. Yeah, here we go. This has all three of them. I think we have to present this to be like, excuse me. You say you saw all of Max's uppity symbols? I suppose so. The silk hat and the cloak, right? Mo. Everyone knows the Maximilian Galactica has 3 uppity symbols. 3 symbols? Yay! Everyone get ready! All together now! Silk hat, cloak, white roses! What the? Who cares if he knew that there were 3 or not? He saw what he saw, and he saw the symbols. He just forgot to mention one. Isn't that right, Mo? Do you like pie? I love pie. 3.1.155. Silence, fool. You are to respond with the whole truth. No fractions.
Order, order.
Mo, you didn't see the roses, did you? To be honest, there weren't any roses on the person I saw. The crime scene was dark. It's obvious it was too dark to see that kind of detail. But the witness said he was able to see the silhouette of the criminal's face. Not to mention, the roses are white. There's no way he could have missed them. Then the roses must have fallen off when the defendant assaulted the victim. If that's the case, then the police would have found them near the crime scene.
Mr. Wright, are these white roses truly material to the facts of this case?
Clearly not. He is just toying with this court. I got her on the ropes now. These seemingly insignificant facts have never failed to lead me to the truth yet. Someone is toying with the court, but it's not me. Your Honor, do you recall Trilo's testimony?
There's no way I can mistake someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols. How can you mistake someone with that crazy getup and his nose stuck up so high? How could you mistake someone wearing such a stabby 3-piece getup?
Trilo saw them all. Trilo saw all 3 of Max's symbols. However, this witness claims there were no white roses on the person that he saw. There's absolutely no doubt that this is a contradiction.
Now what am I supposed to think? One is supposed to disregard the pointless, but this...
Judge, forget the roses. Think about his other testimony. The witness has stated without a doubt that he saw Maximilian Galactica. Nothing else matters. Let's wrap this case up now. Your Honor, it may be trivial, but it does cast doubt on the prosecution's case.
Frankly, I have my doubts about this witness. Seems that, unlike wine, this witness has not grown more mature with age.
Damn. I'm not mature.
I've come to a conclusion. I'm 99% certain that this witness saw the defendant. However, my remaining 1% of doubt is quite reasonable. Which means that for my peace of mind, I'm going to request a bit more testimony.
What?
If there are no contradictions in his next statement, I am prepared to issue a ruling.
A ruling? Nick, this is your last chance. Silhouette, Part 2. There's no doubt in my mind, there were no white roses that night. However, all the other symbols were there, I'm equally sure of that. Especially the silk hat. There's no way I could forget seeing the decorations on it. He was wearing it the entire time that he was on the scene. But if that's the case, then how did the police find it?
Mr. Wright, you've got one last chance at this.
Just one chance?
I will not allow even the slightest hint of badgering against this witness. If you are going to prove to me that there is a contradiction with Mr. Crow's statement, you better have at least a shred of evidence to back up your accusations.
I've only got a single shot at this. Gotta be careful. I understand, Your Honor. One chance is all I will need. I'm not sure how, but if he was wearing it the whole time, then how was it found at the crime scene? It's the same logic as the roses, just backwards. This wouldn't happen to be the silk hat you saw that night, would it? Yep, that's it. That's the hat he was wearing that night. No question in your mind? Exactly how would one mistake a thing like that? I see.
Is there some sort of problem, Mr. Wright?
Miss Von Karma, where exactly was the silk hat found? Must you always ask these questions? It was found at the crime scene. The crime scene? That means... The silk hat fell off at the crime scene. However, the witness clearly testified to the contrary. The witness stated that he was wearing it the entire time that he was on the scene.
No, that's not true! Order, order, order! Mr. Curls!
Yes, Your Honor.
What is the meaning of all of this? You were old enough to know better than to behave like this in court.
Hey, that's just not right. That's so harsh.
What's not right here is your eyesight and your memory, amongst other things.
Wow, the judge is so upset. Why are you being so mean to me? What did I do? Let me guess, you just didn't like my jokes or something, right? You didn't have to go and insult my eyesight or my memory. They're both great. Seriously, why? Just because you're sitting above me, like, doesn't matter how old I get, I'll always be younger than you. Wah!
Enough of these childish outbursts, Mr. Curls. Who do you think you are?
I saw him. I swear I saw him. It was Max. Even if he didn't have his roses, he was still wearing his dumb silk hat. I'm telling the truth. He's turned into a bratty little kid. It's pitiful, isn't it? He left the scene wearing that dumb silk hat. He was there. He left the scene? What's the matter, Nick? There's something I've been mulling over for a while now. Mo? What do you want? You just said that he left the scene. Exactly how did the murderer leave the scene of the crime?
What?
He went... What do you mean, how did he leave the scene? You can't ask me that. Mr. Phoenix Wright is badgering the witness, Your Honor. This witness's testimony is so full of holes, Miss Von Karma's protest is useless.
You've got a point. Let's hear what the witness has to say on this matter. Is that all right with you, little guy?
Don't talk to me like I'm a little baby. Besides, what kind of stupid question is, how did he leave the scene of the crime? The answer's obvious. He just turned around and walked away. That's what I expected you'd say.
Are you sure about that?
You sure that's how it happened?
Say what?
I'm not sure I know exactly where you're going with this. Lawyers nowadays sure do love to harp on the smallest things. Do you have any proof to counter his story as to how the criminal left the scene?
Don't we have a photo? Picture of the crime scene. Yeah, everybody keeps harping on about how you could only see the victim's footprints walking up. That's probably gotta be it. Look at this picture. The problem is the footprints in the snow.
Footprints?
In this photo, we can clearly see the footprints of the victim. However, where are the criminal's footprints? They aren't there.
Ay, 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 ay!
So, Mo, exactly how did the criminal escape the scene? Your Honor, this witness has already proven that his testimony is completely unreliable. I move to strike all of this witness's testimony from the court record.
I agree. This clown's testimony is as rickety as the clown car he came to court in.
Wait just a second. You guys can't just ignore everything I've said. Fine, fine, I'll tell you the truth this time. You wait a second. I think you've said more than enough for today. That didn't hurt. I'm sick and tired of listening to you anyway. I'll give you the real deal this time, I swear. I don't know why, but I get the feeling things are gonna get worse before they get better.
Mr. Lawrence Curls?
Yes?
The testimony you've provided up until now has been false?
It hasn't been false. I haven't lied. It's just
what?
It's just I was a bit confused on the bit about the criminal leaving the scene. Especially since Von Karma and her whip told me not to talk about what I really saw.
Order, order! I will have order! Franziska Von Karma, how could you?
She has no shame. Your Honor, if you had heard the truth from this witness, you would have exactly the same opinion as I have.
What opinion is that?
It's not funny.
That's enough out of you. I'm going to listen to what he has to say.
Alrighty.
Now then, let's hear the truth about what you say you saw, Mr. Curls.
Ha! You're not gonna believe this, but it's all true, I tell you. Try not to waste our time with your idiotic drivel. The truth. Now it's time for our next segment, Mo Knows. Everything that I've said up until now has been the truth. When I looked out the window, the ringmaster was down, and Max was standing above him. He wasn't wearing his white roses, but he was wearing the silk hat. That's when I saw he. This is the truth now. Get ready for it. He flew. He jumped up and flew through the air. Okay, hold on. If that's the case, then wouldn't he have left footprints over here in the first fucking place? It's not like he actually knows how to fly or levitate. He flew right off and disappeared into the darkness. That's why there were no footprints. Flying people don't leave footprints. I told you it wasn't funny. Do you believe me now?
Well, that was, how do you put this into words?
Maximilian Galactica is a world-class magician. But to leave the scene of a crime by flying, there's no way that actually happened. For once, she's agreeing with what the... Yes.
You're right.
Why is she right? You believe the other witnesses. Why won't you believe me, especially since it's the best part of the story?
To be honest, this is the first time I've heard of a flying criminal. What do you think about this witness's testimony, Mr. Wright?
His eyes were playing tricks. He's telling the truth. This is all a dream, right? Well, the penalty bar is not coming up, so I think we could just say whatever. I feel like this would be Phoenix's actual reaction. This is all a dream, right? Right now, I can't believe any of this. I'm not even sure if this day hasn't been some kind of Kafka-esque dream. Ow! Now do you think it's still a dream? Huh, Mr. Phoenix Wright?
I suppose I will let you all in on my thinking regarding this matter. The criminal disappeared into the sky. I'd love to believe that. But I just can't wrap my head around how that could actually happen.
You imbecile!
If you disregard a need for proof, Miss Von Karma's case is sound. However, I've got the feeling that this case is in dire need of more investigation. Thus, I will conclude today's proceedings at this point. It's an undisputed fact that the criminal left no footprints at the scene. Tomorrow, I want us to find out the reason behind this mystery of mysteries. I believe that's enough for today. Court is adjourned.
Oh, good. Good. My my throat's starting to give. Not my throat necessarily, but my voice is starting to, bit much. December 29th, 2:33 p.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby number 5. Hey, sweeties, what in the world is going on? That's what I want to know. They say the criminal flew off into the air and disappeared. Max, I can't believe I'm asking this, but you didn't fly that night, did you? I know you didn't mean to ask me such a fabulously stupid question. I can't fly whenever I please. It's not that easy. But it looks so effortless for you on stage. It's not that simple. I'm not actually flying on stage. I use invisible wires and have them hoist me through the air. Wow, you just told me the secret to your magic. No, I broke the first rule, the cardinal rule, the only rule. Sorry, Max. We made you break a magician's creed to never reveal the secret to their tricks. Nick, what do we do now? All we can do now is hope we find the flying criminal in court tomorrow. Great idea. Let's do our best and catch this sucker. To be continued. Save our progress. And on that note, I think we're gonna call it a night. By which I mean I know we're calling it a night. Like I said, this is usually the kind of stopping point that we hit anyway. Like, this is the perfect place to stop, especially since next time we're gonna start back up on investigating. So for now, let's go see. Let's go see what others are up to. Let's go see where we want to go tonight. Let's see what other people are up to. Ooh. Do I see what I think I'm seeing? Yes, I do see what I think I'm seeing. Hee hee hoo hoo. Hold on, let's actually... Okay, maybe not. Oh, you know what? That's fun. That's cool. Yeah. We're gonna go say hi to Faust, who's doing a new model debut and is also playing some Final Fantasy XIV. It's been a hot minute since I've done anything Final Fantasy XIV myself, so I want to go. Ayo, Faust, I know that awesome person. Yeah, it looks like they've got a new model they are debuting, and like I said, they're playing Final Fantasy XIV, which is a game I really enjoy and I have not played in a very long time that I would love to get back into sometime, especially with you, Desk. So let's go say hi. Let's go see what's up. Oh, absolutely. Yes, I need our husbands. I miss my husband. I miss my husband, Desk. I miss him a lot. But yeah, thank you all as always for being here. Thank you Raiders for showing up. If you're still here, thank everybody for coming through. No matter how long you were here, even if it was just a quick swing by, we're always happy to have you. As always, eat some food, drink some water, get some rest, take your meds. We'll see you next time.